It's news time. Information is power. Be current. The news headline: Army invasion. IPOB member declared wanted begs Igbo leaders international community to come to his rescue. A member of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in Ngbowo community in Agu Council area of Enugu State, Mr. Ejiofor Stanley Oti, now at large after he was declared wanted by the Nigerian army, has called on Igbo leaders and international community to come to his rescue. He said life has become unbearable to him and his family members since after soldiers invaded the community recently and set ablaze his family house, forcing him and entire household to flee the locality for fear of uncertainty. It would be recalled that soldiers from the 82 Division of the Nigerian Army had invaded the community to arrest some alleged leaders of the Eastern Security Network ESN. The militia arm of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, was hailed from the area Ejiofor, who is crying out from his hideout, through a close family source, appealed to Amnesty International, Igbo leaders and other global human rights organizations to come to his rescue before the Nigerian security forces will send him and family to their untimely graves. The family source who craved anonymity told our correspondent in Enugu that the Oti, fondly known as Choco, had been at large when the security personnel invaded the community and started shooting indiscriminately, burning houses assumed to be hideouts for IPOB members, including his family. According to him, they torched his house and sprayed bullets in nearby compounds. In short, the security officers who were acting or acted in warlike manner in the community wreaked serious havoc in the area that fateful day. In short, the soldiers who were chanting jihadist songs were burning properties in the community like they were at war with the community. Efforts to get the reaction of the Nigerian army during the alleged invasion had hit the rock as the spokesman of the military, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, could not take his calls or respond to text as of the time of filing this report. Similarly, the acting Deputy Director, Army Public Relations 82 Division Enugu, Major Abubakar Abdullahi, when contacted that day, had requested for time to enable react, which he never did. And this, is the report about, the opera of the army invasion where IPOB members declared wanted and begging the Igbo leaders international community to come to their rescue. According to Richards, calls by some elders for a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction is on the wrong track. Biafra cannot be exchanged for Igbo presidency, and this struggle is more than Igbo affair. It is not an Igbo agenda that a particular people would feel when they give presidency, then every other people should relax. The way you have your own concern is the way other ethnic groups too have their own concern. What about the Efik? They have what they need to from the federal government. What about the Ibibios? And you are interested in presidency. So every other group has been marginalized, has been cheated, Richard said in a Facebook Live via BNL's verified page on Monday night. No reasonable person would think that when you give them president, then the struggle for the independence will stop. That means we are not actually fighting for Biafra, we are seeking for favor from the federal government. If we stop the agitation because an Igbo man has become president, then that means we are not fighting for Biafra. It means we are looking for something from the center, and that is not what we are in the struggle for. We are fighting for Biafra. We are fighting for total liberation of our people. Politics Nigeria reports that the push for an independent Biafra has a long history in Nigeria. In 1967, the calls of Igbo leaders for a separate state led to a brutal 2.5-year civil war. A siege by Nigeria's federal troops on Igbo lands led to the death of estimated 1 million people, mainly due to starvation, famine, and disease. And this is the reason why the secessionist leader had said that achieving the sovereignty of eastern and southern Nigeria is the main target. Only revolution will give us Biafra. Go and check the history of nations' freedom. No nation has ever gotten freedom legally. Absolutely none. Before America gained independence, there was a revolution. Before China, UK, France, Germany, Russia gained independence, there was a revolution. Even before Israel, the most persecuted nation, gained freedom in 1948, there was a revolution. How about the recent South Africa? Was there no revolution? All these nations conducted revolutions not because they were equipped militarily, but because they were strong in mind. South Africa conducted a revolution even when their leader, Nelson Mandela, was in detention. When are we going to conduct our revolution? Maybe when Nigerian soldiers kill all our brave youths who could have carried out the revolution. We are all shouting, "Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." And my question is, if Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is free today, what will be the next step? To continue broadcasting from where he stopped, isn't it? Onyedu has completed his job. The rest lies in our hands. Our leader, being in the DSS, that is Department of State Services custody, is the reason to conduct a very strong revolution which will set him free and bring about referendum for Biafra. His illegal abduction is what will vindicate us at the international community when the tension starts. Revolution is the only key that will draw the attention of the International Criminal Court. Many will die, but freedom is sure at the end. Setting up CCTV's camera in Biafra land or going from one court to another cannot help. The opportunity to kill two birds with one stone is here for us, but unfortunately, we are about to misuse it. 100 men with lion axe can start up a revolution. Others will join in the meantime. We have all it takes to start it. Our men are on ground. Our Yoruba brothers will join us. Some Middle Belt who love freedom will join us. And ending the article with revolution now, it canvassed taking control of Biafra land by agitators as the best way to go about their agitation. The interest of the federal government an amount in the region of around $1 billion. So, the information that calls for celebration is the fact that there is no pending impediment relating to Mambila project with the discontinuation of the sunrise proceedings in Paris, the minister said. And this is the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, saying to the pressmen that actually interviewed him that the federal government is not outlooking the using political solution in solving the case at hand, as per the self-determination agitators who had been arrested for quite a while now. That is Sunday Adeyemo Igboho of the Yoruba Nation sect that had been agitating for the freedom of the Yoruba Nation, that is the breakaway from Nigeria, and also Nnamdi Kanu of the indigenous people of Biafra, which is also a secession group who wants to break away from Nigeria. And therefore,
thanks for listening.